Okay, Buff Nation, what's going on? Hope y'all are enjoying your start to your week, your Monday. It is spring break for the Buffs this week, so I don't think we're going to get any practice as they are off. But I wanted to spend this time today talking about a player that has stood out to me. Watching some of the well-off videos, the practice, the Twitter clips, all of that. If the Buffs are going to win the Big 12 title, if the Buffs are eventually going to go to a national championship with Julian Lewis and take home the first national championship that we've had out here since 1990. Player development is crucial, specifically player development in the trenches. No doubt about it. And when you got three guys coaching the offensive line, when you see the staff that we've hired in terms of strength and conditioning, how we've upgraded nutrition, all those sorts of things, it is just imperative that we're developing all the guys that we got on the offensive and defensive lines. And I've been really pleased to see Zack Owens really popping out to me in the practice footage that we've been able to see. Now, some of y'all might need to be reminded on who Zack Owens is because we've spent a lot of time. We've just brought in a lot of players over the last handful of years, but 6'6", 375 pounds. He was a transfer here last year from Clemson. And again, huge guy. Probably need to shed a little bit of that weight, but a guy that, hey, was brought in here as a guard, but we've seen him shedding some of that weight and actually playing some tackle as well right now in spring practice, which I find very, very interesting. But as a recruit, highly regarded coming out, was the 20th ranked offensive tackle in the country in the class of 2023, was at Clemson for his redshirt freshman year. Then his true freshman year, spent his redshirt freshman year over here last year, and now he's coming into his third season as a redshirt sophomore. And for a lot of offensive line talent that needs to develop a little bit, maybe needs to work on their conditioning as well, this is when you want to see them starting to compete for impact roles on the team. Oh, and I just realized he's a Eagles Landing Christian. Don't we have some other players from Eagles? Is that the Hood brothers? I could be wrong on that. But anyways, I've loved to see him on the field, number 75. And I have some screenshots here. I need to throw these in the description from Well Off, but you guys can find this stuff easily. It's just from the last couple practices that they've posted here. But first, I just wanted to point out here some screenshots again. Like, this is how he's looking right now. I think that he's hey, what's up, Mata? to the to the left of him. But I think he's shed some of that weight. I think he's looking a little bit slimmer. And again, I don't find that to be a coincidence with the fact that they have him out at tackle right now, with Jordan Seaton spending some time out in some of these practices. But yeah, Jordan Seaton is right here. So you can see, I mean, just a little bit bigger still, but I mean, I don't know if I would go with 375 pounds still. I think he shed a little bit of that weight. And I mean, Mata, he's like a buck, or he's like 250, right? So yeah, a little bit bigger than that. But wanted to show here, I thought that this was a nice rep that he and Cash Cleveland had in practice a few days ago. And you can see, I couldn't get a number on who this defensive lineman is, but you see he's working over to the left guard position, and Zack Owens just slides over well to take on that protection. I thought he did really well there. I think that might be Jordan Seaton back there. I'm not sure, but I thought this was a rep where he was over at left guard with Cash Cleveland, Mana Taimani, and then locking up number 90, Jaheim Otis, is our big-time transfer, Zy Chrysler, number 72 from Illinois. Let's continue on here. I thought that this was interesting as well. I think this is more so going against the third team defense. Of course, Kane Salter's in. You got some different offensive linemen, but um, here you see Zack Owens here, number 75, going up against true freshman Alexander McPherson and just locks him up really well. To the right of him at left guard position is Chauncey Gooden, who I thought has looked really, really good as a true freshman. Like, I think he's already got the strength there to compete for a position right there alongside Kareem Harden, and I guess Zack Owens, if you're including him at the guard position. Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with just how strong he has already looked coming in as a true freshman. But I thought that this was a really good rep from him, moving really well. And then lastly, this is a rep that I saw against, I believe this was against Jaheim Otis, where Zack Owens is right up over here, moving Jaheim Otis out the way. And I think Augusta gets the carry here, and this goes for a nice gain on 3rd and 1. So that was great to see as well. And I think this might have been Chauncey Gooden still next to him. So he's another guy that I probably need to do a video on this week just to highlight a little bit of how he's been standing out to me as well. But this is, I think, really, really good news for our development. Of course, Gunnar White, I had in the thumbnail, is he cooking? Well, if he's cooking, we need to see some of these guys that, I mean, honestly, we didn't really see have much of a role on the team last year, starting to develop into impact players for this team. Guys that if they're not starting and we get a starter going down, they can come in and it's like we don't miss a beat. Just like we kind of have that, and we've had that at certain positions last year with the edge position, for instance. Once, man, I can't even remember his name. The other guy from Pitt, he went down, and it's like we didn't even miss a beat. Deion Hayes. That's where I want to get with the offensive line. And to see Zack Owens already running with the 1s and the 2s and all that, I think is a really, really good sign of what Gunnar White, George Hegamin, and Andre Gurode are doing. So I think that that's great news. And we'll see. Right now, I think Jordan Seaton and Zy Chrysler are the only penciled-in starters on this offensive line. Every other job, I think, is definitely up for competition. I've spoken on Manatai Mani. Initially, he has still been getting those first-team reps at right tackle. But I still feel like that position should still be wide open. It should be a position that we look to target in the portal. And yeah, it's not like every rep from Zack Owens or, Manatai Mani, these guys, they've had some rough reps too, but I do think it's a very good sign, again, that we're seeing Zack Owens out here. And I would be interested to see him at right tackle a little bit. Of course, we've seen him at left guard and left tackle when Jordan Seaton hasn't been in. But I'd be interested to see what he could do right now, because I think Carty Smith, he just needs to get a little bit stronger. He might be a year away or at least 6 months away. I mean, we'll see what he looks like in fall camp. But yeah, we still need some more depth at right tackle, especially with Phillip Houston. Looks like he's still out recovering from his injury. And yeah, why not see what Zack Owens can do at the right tackle position? I do think that he's probably better suited for a guard, but man, what do I know, man? If he continues to get a little bit lighter on his feet quicker, maybe sheds a little bit more weight, who's to say he can't be that anchor on the right side of the offensive line for us this year as well. But yeah, I love the fact that right now, maybe we're not looking as thin at tackle as I initially thought. Like if Jordan Seaton goes down, hey, who do we go to? Well, maybe Zack Owens can hold up, So anyways, guys, that's what I wanted to speak about today. Be sure to check out the Well Off Media videos over the last few days so you can kind of see how these guys are working in practice, how they're looking. But if you guys got any questions and comments, I'll get to those. And yeah, this will probably be a little bit shorter stream, but y'all be sure to smash that like, subscribe. and join the conversation. Dante S. Zach came from Clemson, right? Seems like a great young man. Yes. Again, 4-star player coming out of high school. Spent his first year at Clemson. He was here last year as a redshirt freshman, but we didn't really see him like on the field outside of special teams. And yeah, you wondering, okay, like how far away is he? It seems like he has really made a jump here, especially over winter conditioning. And again, I just feel like he's moving a lot better than what we had seen from him, say, last fall. Dante S saying, I hope we don't lose a safety to the portal. Prime wasting time trying to give me a chance. Um, wait, Dante, wait a minute. Prime wasting time trying to give me a chance? Whoa, are you saying some of these guys are on the same level as you, trying to give Ben a chance? I think DNVR might have pointed this out too, about how Ben Finnisseth seems to be the Charlie Offerdahl this year. Maybe so. Have we seen Carter out there much? I feel like we haven't seen him in pads a lot. But sometimes, man, you just see that with camp, where some of the hardest workers in the offseason, they can get that first opportunity as a starting safety. But yeah. But I will say this, Dante. I don't think we're going to see Ben Finnisseth starting at safety come the spring game. If that happens, hey, maybe Ben is really surprising me. But yeah, I mean, he was flying on special teams. Maybe let's see what he can do flying at the safety position. But I gotta say, man, I didn't do a video on this, but it's a huge bummer that Makari Vickers had to go through that heart procedure, because, man, I was really looking forward to seeing him on the field and seeing him compete for one of those starting positions. And again, why things didn't really work out at OU for him, based on the OU friends that I have, was just moved him to corner. That was more of out of position for him, was more of a safety, and then just has had trouble staying healthy. And yeah, like these heart things, they just seem to be like freak accidents or whatever. But man, I hope he's not out for a long time. I know that with the heart stuff, like I think one of Shaquille O'Neal's kids had that, Sharif O'Neal, and then Bronny James. Sharif missed like a whole year of basketball. I think Bronny James missed a period of a handful of months, but he was playing with USC. So yeah, it could be a short recovery time for him, or yeah, I guess it could be a long one, but I hope it's shorter, because man, I would love to see him on the field in spring ball. And if he's not able to get in here and practice in spring ball, I think that probably hurts his chances a little bit of competing for a starting role at the safety position. But yeah, Makari Vickers, man, the kid can fly. I hope he's going to be okay. But right now we got Carter, we got Tafik Bayard, who I think is going to be fantastic. And yeah, we'll see what else we got. I guess RJ Johnson is more at corner, but I think we've still had him at safety a little bit. And then Savion Riley. So we'll see. Put in the guys that run 4.4s, especially in college football, man. Speed wins. Yeah, Dante, haven't seen number 9 from this past year. That is Savion Riley. Yeah. I'm not out on Savion. I think he was probably thrown in there due to injury, maybe a little bit before he was ready, right? But we'll have to see, man. I think he's a smart player. We just need guys who can tackle from the safety position, man. We can't be getting juked out of our socks anymore. We cannot have that. Wow, TK, not a fan of Zack Owens, man. Not a fan of Zack Owens, man. You can't say you haven't been, pleasantly surprised seeing him run with the ones and twos. Like we barely saw this guy play at all throughout last season. So I think that he's taken a nice jump in his development this year so far. So we'll see what he can do. But I think like right now, if I had to give a prediction on the starting offensive line, it's probably just what I gave like a month ago. But Yeah, I do feel like Zach Owens is moving a lot better than what he has in the past, and I mean that's what you've needed from him if he was going to get in shape to be able to get on the field. And I think he's looking much better than where he was a year ago. Mike Williams. I want to see Ben at safety and number 8 at corner, number 95 somewhere on the defensive line. Yeah, number 95. You're talking about Tafik Thomas, man. Yeah, he has been quite vocal during the practices. That's been entertaining to see. Number 8, DJ McKinney. Yeah, we have seen him. Yeah, I think he'll be one of our best players on defense this year. But yeah, maybe let's see what Ben can do in like one of these scrimmages. And hopefully this thing with Syracuse ends up going through. Again, to me, I just feel like it's such a no-brainer. Even if like you weren't going to play like a real spring game against another program, like having a few days of practice against another program. And this with Syracuse, again, they won 10 games last year. This is going up against a really, really good team. I'm very interested to see kind of what our new players or players that are coming into new roles, greater responsibilities this year, how they look against Syracuse. I think it's going to be very, very telling. So hopefully it happens, goes through. Oh yeah, TK. I feel like TK, you're in a bad mood today, man. You're in a bad mood. They didn't have to have him out there, and you can't say that he hasn't had some really good reps when you go and look at the well off videos. Again, I'm not saying he's an instant starter. I'm not saying he's been killing it every single time, but I think he's had some really, really good reps. And I would say, at least from what I've seen, I think he's had more wins than losses so far, which I think is great for his development. And that's why Gunnar White, man, he is our Sean McVay of the offensive line, right? Exactly, Darren Jennings. Don't forget about Stoutmeyer. And yeah, I feel like we haven't seen him out there like a ton. Um, another guy that I want to do a video on soon as well. Guy that I saw do man, which YouTube channel did a video on him? Can't remember, but on Dallin Hayden. And Dallin Hayden, I think he's moving better. Of course, what 6-7 months removed from that high ankle sprain. And again, I was surprised that he didn't transfer out with kind of where he found himself in the running back rotation by the end of the year. But given Marshall Faulk coming in here, I think that Dallin Hayden's skill set might be right now might be the most similar to a Marshall Faulk here. And we've seen him used in the passing game, well, using some screenplays as well with him. And I mean, we even saw in the Alamo Bowl against BYU, one of the few players on offense that brought it. He had some great plays catching the ball, getting downfield as well. And if Marshall Faulk can unlock like a new level for Dallin Hayden, that would be tremendous for our team. Again, I think that high ankle sprain, granted, that doesn't fix vision. Hopefully, Marshall Faulk can get these guys anticipating better, reading those holes blocks better. But I think in terms of just how he's moving, he's just looking a little bit more fluid, like how we were, I think, hoping and expecting him to move. But we'll have to see when we get game-like situations coming up in spring practice later on with how he looks. But if he's a guy that's solid in pass protection, yeah, he should be a guy that can be a dual threat player for us. And it would just be substantial to have, whether it's just two guys out of this running back room. I don't care who it is, but if we can have like two guys that are trusted in pass protection and can catch the ball out of the backfield, I think that's great. Yeah, Darren Jennings. Do you think Tyler Brown will start? No. And yeah, maybe I just haven't been looking for Tyler Brown, but I haven't really noticed him in a lot of these videos. He might not be running with the top string guys anymore. 'Cause again, you got guys like Kareem Harden, Zach Owens, Chauncey Gooden, I think has looked well as well, and or good as well. And Zy Chrysler, man, he looks like a grown man. He's on a different level right now compared to the guard play that we've had, and you can tell that already, which I think is really fantastic to have somebody that should just be a plug and play starter for us right there at right guard. Now let's fill out left guard, center, right tackle. I'd still say right tackle is still the biggest question mark for me on the line. Dante saying Cash got to show me too. He's propensity. Maybe that's another word. Anyways, he's getting ragdolled. I'll need to look closer. I have seen some reps where that has happened, but I also felt like I've seen some. I feel like maybe he's been a little bit better in pass protection, but you tell me if I'm right or wrong. Dude, exactly. Marshall Faulk came in like the alpha saying, you're going to give my guy the ball, and we're going to involve the running backs this year. Music to our ears, right, guys? The portal is the incorrect way to build the trenches. Recruiting and development is the best approach. Sort of. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. High school recruiting is very important, but you can still get some helpful players in the transfer portal. Again, like Zy Chrysler, I think it's very clear he's on a level above the rest of the guards that we got right now. Like you got that out of like, and Kay is saying he might be the best offensive lineman out of any of them. But yeah, if you want to have a pipeline, you want to go 2-3 deep, you absolutely have to recruit well from the high school ranks and then develop. And again, when you got 3 offensive line coaches, there is no excuse for these guys not getting the proper development that they need. And some of you guys have shouted out Jay Gardenhire, number 71 as well, has looked fairly good, I think, for a true freshman. So we'll have to see. But you don't want to have to force those young guys out there before they're ready. And but yeah, like I think it's a combination of both in today's college football world. No doubt about it. And I mean, Harden, he's going into like his 5th year. This better be his best year coming up, right? You can still get good. You can still have that 5th year breakout or whatever level year he's at right now. So I don't know if I would go the incorrect way. Again, if you're looking at like what we did in 2023, that was tough. They wanted to blow out the whole room because the offensive line was very poor in 2022. And yeah, so I don't blame them at all for just trying to find a brand new group of offensive linemen to bring in here. Ideally, you don't want to go through those wholesale changes all at once because that kind of bit us in the butt. But yeah, there's still plenty of great offensive line talent that you can get. Now, can you make over a starting 5 in one transfer portal period? No, but hey, don't forget guys like Zach Owens coming in through the portal that I think, again, just as a redshirt freshman, I think was a great developmental get for us. But development is key. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I'd say Cash is fine. That's definitely something that we're paying attention to, though, with Zarian McGill. I That's going to be a fun battle. Yeah, don't forget about Pregnon. Yeah, he would have been a lot of fun. Now, I hope he can just go to Oregon and absolutely blow up that locker room. Really be a team cancer. That's really what I want to see. So maybe we dodged a bullet with that, but that's at least what I'm hoping is that Oregon brings in some divas and just absolutely ruins the culture out there in Eugene. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll have to see though. Question: is our O-line better at pass blocking or run blocking? Kind of hard to tell from the videos. I would say right now, I would still trust them in pass blocking more so than the run, but um, yeah, I I think we'll give up less than 30 sacks this year. Heck, I think we might give up less than 25 sacks this year. It also helps when you got a quarterback that can truly run. Yeah, Red Daddy saying, man, yeah, better at pass protection. That's all we did for the last 2 years. Yeah, yeah, I would say that. Zai is 10 times better than Khalil Benson. Uh, yeah, and again, guys, like our offensive line's already improving because we're not dropping any DT2 merch. We're not doing any of that cringe stuff this year. We have learned our lesson. You know, you gotta shut up and put up before you start selling your merch. I love it. I've played guard my whole life growing up. Well, let me know, man. What have you thought about the young guys at guard? What have you thought about Chauncey Gooden so far, seeing his reps at guard? I'm interested to see if Benson starts for Indiana. Me too, Dante. And what the heck, Indiana? Like, what is going on to where you're taking your transfers back? Like, that's strange. You don't see that happen very often at all. What is going on? Yeah, 51, Chauncey Gooden. Exactly. Pregnon. We need him to be that team cancer up in Oregon, man. He won't start. Who are we talking about? And Zach is too damn big still. Probably to play tackle, don't you think? Maybe. I want to see him again in the spring game. Really get some time at guard and see how he does. Oh man, Dante, this is a great one right here. Taj McCoy, man, is he looking quick? Is he looking quick off the snap? I think he's looking fantastic. You're absolutely right. And another true freshman that has flashed a little bit, that definitely looks quick as heck, is London Merritt, number 44, wearing Jordan Dominic's old number. So keep an eye on 44 as well. 40, 44, those guys might be our quickest guys off the edge. Zach, not too off far weight wise. He will drop a few more during summer workouts. Yes, let's hope so. Think he could still benefit from dropping a little bit of weight. You don't need to be 350 pounds. Cash is everything you want at the center position. Wait until he gets stronger. Yeah. And hopefully with this new strength and conditioning, like let's do it. If not, let's bring in Barry Bonds, get these guys right. Like Barry Bonds never failed these tests, right? Right? Now, did A-Rod ever test positive, or did he just come out and say he did steroids? I forget, but let's just get these guys right, right? Uh, I still have faith in Philip Houston. TK, I do too. I want to see him out there. I want to see him get stronger. No doubt about it. I think he definitely had the quickest feet. It's not saying much between him and Tyler Brown and Khalil Benson at right tackle, but yeah, if you just put on a little bit more strength, that would be ideal. Yeah, who knows what's going to happen right now at the tight end position? We cannot start Savell Smalls. We need a real tight end. Um, Man, what number? I'm very annoyed that CU hasn't put out the spring roster yet because I'm having to like look these guys up, try and find their handles, and then look them up on Instagram. But what number is the kid that we got? Zach Atkins. What number is he? Is he number 88? Exactly. The clear doesn't show up on the test. Let's get these guys right. Let's bring in Victor Conte. Wouldn't that be awesome? Rad Daddy, I like the building blocks for Colorado next season. Yes. Seaton, Chauncey Gooden, Cash Cleveland, Yaya, Cardi Smith, all quality guys. They'll all be 2 years or more into the team. Yeah. And I think for guys like, or Yo Yo, it's pronounced Yo Yo. Yo Yo and Cardi, I think Yo Yo definitely will need probably another year. Cardi, yeah, I think that he's going to have to put on some serious strength and size a little bit before like he's ready competing for a starting position. But I think that again, these are all guys that you want to mold over the course of a couple seasons or so. And then by the time they get into that redshirt sophomore season, they're ready to compete for substantial roles, if not starting roles. So, yeah, hopefully those guys can stay right on track. Man, how much do you think Leftwich and Falk will contribute to the game plans? Man, I'm hoping quite a bit. I'm hoping quite a bit. And again, I'm very much looking forward to, hey, if Pat Shermer doesn't call a good game, man, seeing this fan base divided, calling for Leftwich. Again, I don't think Pat Shermer's won a Super Bowl calling plays, right? Now, he never had a quarterback like Tom Brady, to be fair, but I think that's going to be very, very entertaining. And I look forward to the crash outs. It's going to be fun, but they better, because we need a more balanced offense, man. We do. I think that's been our Achilles heel on offense, even though we average, like 30 points a game or whatever. Yeah, still one dimensional for the most part. I want to see these running backs get involved, and with looking at where is that running back question? Oh, from Gennaro. What running back and wide receiver will have a breakout season? I'll stick with what I was saying, man. It would be really great to see Down Hayden uh, really come back and surprise and steal that starting role back from some of the guys that we'd expect to have it, whether that's Welsh or Gustive. Seen a little bit out of Brandon Hood, and yeah, that dude can fly. He definitely can. But if we can be like 4 deep at the running back position, that would be very, very nice. But I think that Dallin Hayden, if they truly do try and get a running back involved in the passing game, he would be my guy right now. He would be my first option in the passing game. And I think he's the most comfortable right now working out of the backfield as a receiver. So, yeah, if there's anybody that I think Marshall Faulk can probably relate to or see shades of himself in, it's probably Dallin Hayden's skill set. In terms of wide receiver, man, I think Draylon, man. I think he's going to lead the team in receiving this year. That is my hot take. But he's got to develop more as a route runner downfield. If he can do that, man, I think he's going to be absolutely killing it from the slot. All right, we'll get to a few more of these. Yeah, Darren Jennings. I'm excited about kickoffs not being returned. Yeah, me too. Me too. And guys think Devin Hester is going to come here? I've seen that talked about a little bit on social media, right? It's like a rumor. That could be fun, having Devin Hester out here helping these guys become great kick and punt returners. Zach Atkins has been hurt. Doing what? Maybe lifting. Yeah. Oh, maybe Corbin Lejour is the one out there in number 88. Are we still on the Charlie Offerdahl train? Is that still in fashion this year in 2025? Charlie Offerdahl is shifty, man, and can get skinny. I like the dude. I'm Charlie Offerdahl running backs, this season. Oh, man, I don't know if I can do that again this year. We need to find somebody else to hype up this year that might not be any good. We need to find somebody else. Maybe it's Ben Finnesseth. I won't be happy until we get a top right tackle in the portal. Well, guys, we better get to work. We better start DMing all these right tackles at these other schools to enter the portal, man. Like it's time we start tampering. Let's do it. We need to get our tampering together because right now there's nobody worth going after right now in the transfer portal. We'll see who else enters. Still got plenty of time. This low key is a perfect time for Houston to put on weight too with the ACL injury. Yeah. Hopefully, good weight. You can still uh, do the bench press, do all that stuff to work on your core, your upper body, right? All that. Yeah, he was our best run blocker, and he got out quick on those screens, which is why I liked him as well. He moves well for a right tackle. Draylon Miller should move to running back. The New York Giants Tracy was a former wide receiver. Interesting. I could see that. I think he might have a little bit of like Antonio Gibson to his game a little bit. Wasn't he a wide receiver at Memphis and then went running back? Yeah. Correction, Hall of Famer, Devin Hester. Dude, I forgot he was in the Hall of Famer. That's right. So that would be the fourth gold jacket on this team, coaching staff. Right now, I agree with you. Augustive does deserve the leading role. I think he's been our best running back so far out of all the guys that we've had, especially with what they've shown on the field. I'd agree with you there. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate every single one of y'all for joining the chat, commenting, and making this thing go 37 minutes. Really do appreciate it. Y'all be sure to smash that like, subscribe, join Guru Film Room. Links in the description if you want the largest database for player cut-ups, college football, raw game film, NFL draft cut-ups, all that sorts of stuff. Have a wonderful Monday. I'll be back soon. Go Buffs.